Namaste and welcome back again to my new podcast, Nayo Yoga and the World. In our last episode, we spoke about modern dopamine dilemma, in which I shared how much this modern life affected me personally. And today I want to dig a bit deeper there. I want to share some tools, some Ayurvedic tools that help me finding my ground again. And tools for what I do now when I notice myself becoming scattered again, or restless, or overwhelmed, or, to be honest, just plain angry. That happens, still does, yes. And I do not use these tools as concepts, no. I speak about them because I truly live them. Because the humbling truth is, listen, even with years of my practice, I am still struggling and am not immune to imbalance. Yay, I'm not. So I will not approach this as a theory. I approach it as something I had to rediscover in my own life again, through Ayurveda, through slowing down, and through returning to my practice that grounded me again and again and again. So I stepped away, as I said, for that year, because I noticed how easily I was pulled into the same patterns I observed in others, in my fellow humans. They were like me, jumping between tasks, consuming information constantly. They were looking for efficiency rather than presence. I have to say, I even was so disappointed with myself because people were not following my advice. Can you imagine that? Oh my God, it got me so toxic. Of course, as you know, from an Ayurvedic perspective, this reflected excess vata and also some shares of pitta, yes. It was just too much movement, too much input, too little grounding, and raising rage. Luckily, I was able to recognize my toxic behavior and finally I could withdraw. Finally, I could realize something very important. The simple truth is, we can never remove distractions from the world. Never. It will never go away entirely. But we can change how we meet these distractions. You know, Ayurveda doesn't ask us to escape modern life, but it teaches us to be present, to move through it consciously, with awareness, and with awareness especially of our own rhythms and our own limits. Navigating a distracted world is not about control, it's about relations, with time, with attention, and with energy. So let me share a few of the tools that supported me then and still do support me now. So, most important tool is starting the day before the world starts. I know, sounds awful. But just imagine getting up in the morning. Could be before 5, could be before 6, but just imagine the world is still sleeping. Your partner, your children, everything's still sleeping. I know it's early, but doesn't that sound great? You know, I used to reach for my phone first thing in the morning, but now I stopped that completely. I even changed to an old alarm clock so I would not have my phone next my bedside. So now instead of checking my phone, I begin the morning in bed with grounding, with conscious breathing, and then maybe gently getting up with some light yoga or sometimes just a hot cup of tea and looking outside the window. I know they're just small shifts, but they changed the tone of my day completely. They reminded my system that I set the rhythm for the day, not my phone, nor my schedule. In Ayurveda, most of you know this already, this is called Dinacharya, the daily rhythm and the daily consistency. And honestly, it is one of the strongest antidotes to overstimulation. And I had totally forgotten that. Me knowing everything about Ayurveda, I forgot it. I was so lost in the noise of social media and the pressure to do everything perfectly that I forgot it. But I'm returning to it, and I did return, step by step by step. And if I could do it, you can do it too. Because it doesn't require big life changes, just your will to change small things. For example, eating around the same time every day and protect your sleep and just allowing yourself some breaks in between activities. Over time, these will become your inner compass. And then when distraction arises, and we all know they always do, you have something stable to come back to. Here's the thought. When your mind is scattered, more thinking rarely helps. But coming back into the body does help. So when everything feels like too much, which happens, just return, like me, to the simplest tool you have. Your own breathing, your own breath. Slowing the exhale, soften the body, and just pause for a moment. This is small, but it's incredibly powerful. Now, some of you might say, but Natalie, that's so unrealistic. I just can schedule breaks whenever I want to. And who lives without social media or phone nowadays? And you're right. And I'm not saying you should reject all completely. That would just be another quick fix, right? If you just reject it. This is not sustainable. Instead, do set yourself boundaries. Put your phone away during meals, for example, or create phone-free zones at home, or just try to take intentional pauses. And evenings maybe can be softer, like with a book or music or some creative stuff. I don't know, maybe drawing. That will create space in your mind. Because attention is limited and therefore it is so valuable. For me, living in this world isn't about perfection or withdrawal. It's not about doing everything consciously. It's about awareness. It's about grounding and making small, stabilizing choices every day, again and again. In Ayurveda, there is no right or wrong. Only what is right and what feels more comfortable. Just think about that for a second. Just imagine sweets or fast food. How often do you make decisions based on what's right or healthy versus what is more comfortable or more easy to access? So you might think now, oh, Ayurveda promises me a rescue from modern life issues. Sorry, no, it doesn't. But it promises to support you staying rooted within yourself while living in this world. Ain't that great? I love that thought. So in the next episode, we'll explore how nourishment, especially food and digestion, shapes mental clarity and emotional balance. Thank you for being here with me at Narya Yoga in the World. I'm truly grateful to share this with you. Until next time, please stay grounded and be gentle with yourself. Love and light.